So to begin with, we want to discuss the journey that we've been on since UC Web in its inception has begun back in the early 2000s, in the 2005 timeframe, and how it's progressed through today. And what I'm going to do is ask Bob to weigh in here and tell us a little bit about what we're looking at with the different mobile solution options.
Sure, thanks, Pete. Well, we're looking through the different stages of UC Web Mobile over the time here at A2B. The first item we're looking at is an Intermec handheld device running our UC Mobile application, which was essentially for marketing data capture or IUID compliance only at the time. You'd install our UC Web Mobile application on the device, and you would use the onboard scanner and go scanning away, scanning existing property that's tagged, or you might be manufacturing items for the first time to deliver to the government. You wanted to scan those labels into your system after they were manufactured. That device is used online and offline, so you can also download data from UC Web, put it on the device, and work in more secure or more remote locations that didn't have Wi-Fi access. Number two is a similar feel. However, it has the ability, we've tapped into the ability of reading RFID tags on assets now, as you can see on that cone, and I have a device right here with me, so you can see it from a different perspective. This is a Motorola device used for RFID asset tracking, but also runs the UC Mobile application for 1D and 2D tracking as well. So you can do your IUID compliance, your general asset tracking, using barcode or RFID. RFID, of course, being a great time saver. Talk a little bit about that down the road here. Those devices, as we call them, are industrial because they've got real thick kind of rubber wraps around them, used for manufacturing floors, or those DoD environments that we know are tough environments with lots of equipment and machinery around, and something that could be dropped. Well, these have all the IP test ratings and mil standard ratings to protect against damage.
There's certainly warehouses or even the field and being outdoors too.
That's right. Yep. When you're working in the rain, I know we've had lots of marketing data capture projects for IUID compliance where we were working in the rain with these devices, and they really hold up well. Now, number 3 and 4, those are, as we call, the newer school platforms, and newer school, smartphones, using your smartphones to track IUID compliance or asset tracking, or using a tablet like identified in number 4. That's a great ruggedized tablet. It's like an Android tablet or an iPad or a Surface tablet. However, it's got that that hard body built into it so that it can be rugged as well for all these tough environments. Number 4 actually has a built-in scanner, so there's no Bluetooth scanners as shown in number 3. However, you could use it in combination with the Bluetooth, with the built-in scanner on that tablet, because as we know in the real world, you're kind of bending down and getting over things, and sometimes just going up to an item and having the tag right there isn't the case. So great combination with this little guy here in that tablet. But just to expand upon number 3, that device is a Samsung device, as shown here. It's running our UC Web application optimized for this device, and that's what you're going to see in a demonstration shortly. And I have a Bluetooth socket scanner, real tiny guy here, but really powerful device paired up with that device, so I can scan my IUID marks, or I can do my inventories on my assets, whether it's 1D or 2D barcoded. But number 3 is great. It's something that you always have with you. So why not utilize it as a part of the business in getting all your assets inventoried and IUIDs tracked and recorded in your system. Now, number 3
Go ahead,
yep.
Bob.
Number 3 and 4 are connected. They're cloud-based, so you're actively viewing a cloud site, your UID comply site. So you do need online capability for that, whereas 1 and 2 are online and offline. Those are made more for the locations that don't have Wi-Fi access, as I mentioned earlier.
That's a good point. And the one thing I was going to point out is that of these different combinations of technologies, mobile and then scanning capabilities, really there's no one better than another. There are progressions certainly over time, and the power of these more consumer-driven platforms like Android and Windows and iOS, really are creating tremendous options for people who need mobility. But know that all of these technologies are in use in support of UC Web today, right? So it might depend upon your own needs or uses that will dictate which device you may want to choose, right?
That's right. Great point. I mean, as someone who manages assets here at A2B, as you know, Pete, sometimes I'm using my phone to do our inventories. Other times I'm walking around with my RFID or my rugged mobile, and sometimes I'm on my tablet here. So it's just great to have them all working together.